Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt Reviews. This is Chris, and today I have an exciting video. We're going to be reviewing the Lego Builder's Handbook, Become a Master Builder. This is a book by one of my recent friends, Deepak Shenoy. Now, Deepak is a fan of the channel, and he's been watching my content, and he decided to reach out to me. We've been emailing back and forth, sharing tips, tricks, and techniques, and he mentioned his book and decided to send me a copy, which I am super grateful for. This book was given to me by Deepak for free. It is not a paid endorsement, so I'm going to give my honest opinion about it. This book is super useful and has lots of great stuff for all levels of Lego builders, so let's go ahead and dive in and talk about it. Now, I don't want to give away too much of the book because I do want to leave some stuff to the imagination here and give Deepak the ability to sell his book because he did put a lot of time and effort into this. But I do want to share some parts and kind of give you a gist of how the book works because this is super cool and I think super handy for a lot of existing Lego builders as well as new Lego builders. So the book has three basic parts. Part one is basics. The part two is breaking free from the grid, and part three is computer-assisted builds. And this kind of dives into all different stuff at different levels, starting with real simple, but the way the book is written, this speaks to just about everybody. For example, if I jump to part one here, the book starts off very simple, just explaining how the system works, just explaining how the bricks work, explaining the sizing of the pieces and how they work together. So this is great for somebody who's new to Lego, or maybe they're building Lego sets and they're trying to break out into actually doing mocks, or maybe just somebody who wants to expand their Lego knowledge. This is going to pick up pretty fast here, where it's going to go from very basic stuff and start getting into more advanced techniques pretty quick as we move on. Another thing I really love about this book is a lot of the things in here are things I talk about on my channel. For example, I've done a video on different stud types. I've done a video on how transparent pieces don't have pins in the middle. So this is how we kind of started talking because we had so much in common with how I run my channel and how he wrote his book, and they share a lot of concepts, which is super cool. Now, part two of the book is by far my favorite, and that's because it's breaking free from the grid, which is a topic I've covered pretty extensively here on Brick Sculpt. This chapter is going to cover things like jumper plates. It's also going to cover snot technique and all the different dimensions there, which are things I talk about a lot on Brick Sculpt. Super cool. My favorite part, though, is this right here. This is basically the basis of the sugar grid. Now, this book was written before I made the sugar grid video, and that is not new knowledge. I mean, I definitely just kind of ran with stuff that was already known and kind of expanded on it a little bit. But this shows all the relationships between these connections, which is basically how you make sugar grids. Also, over here we have Pythagorean triples, which is something I've covered extensively and I am really passionate about and is super handy in Lego building. So lots of cool stuff in here, lots of advanced techniques. The last part is stuff that I never dove too much into, computer-assisted builds. And this covers all kinds of things like mosaics and using computers to enhance Lego. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like to build with my hands. I don't do a lot of computer work. I can do basic builds on Lego Studio, but I'm not a master of it, and it's not really anything that interests me too much. But this stuff is super cool. It's very advanced, and I think the way that he has this laid out makes it really interesting for people to try to explore some of these methods and put some more real concepts into Lego. So here on the back, you can see a little gist of the book, which is pretty cool. I overall absolutely love this resource. I wish there was more stuff like this out there because this is what inspires people to build and start being creative with the parts and kind of branch out from just building sets and start getting into mocks and using this stuff for your own medium and your own art. And I'm very grateful for Deepak for sending me this. If you do want a copy of this, there are links in the description of where you can buy it. This is a fantastic resource and will be a great gift for the Lego builder who has everything already. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found this informative. If you want to get one of these books, in the description, I'll tell you how. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.